Bienvenidos de nuevo, estudiantes de todo. I am really excited for this video because while there's already a lot of productivity Notion content out there, what I don't see is Notion productivity content that is specifically with regard to finances, organizing your finances, staying on top of your budgets for the different projects that you have going on in your life. I'm going to show you in this video how I am using Notion to stay on top of a real world project that I'm working on actively. I'm working on a bathroom renovation that I've been talking about for a while now. That project has demanded that I innovate inside of Notion a novel solution that I didn't find anywhere online. I had to design it myself that enables me to take the real world transactions that I am making from on a day-to-day basis with my credit cards, my bank accounts, even cash, and somehow translate that into Notion, get it inside Notion in an organized manner, and then translate that into a usable system where I can see budgeted out for this project, as an example, what I'm spending and how that corresponds to the goal that I had in terms of how much I wanted to spend on the different pieces of the puzzle, the shower, the toilet, the plumbing, contracting, all of that stuff, and anything else that you have money that you want to set aside for. This is a system that is a part of a larger overall framework that, if you're already a Notion user, you already know. It's a holistic system that we're after. We're not just financial planners, we're not just language learners. We want to do and organize and learn everything. So I'm hoping that you're as excited as I am to see what's inside. Without further ado, empecemos. So check this out. Inside Notion, I have this page I've created called Project Budgets, where you can separate the different kinds of projects that you're setting aside money for. In my case, I have two live examples. These are two things I'm budgeting for actively right now. The first one, the big one, is my bathroom renovation, which I've been talking about for the several last videos. And I've set aside roughly $10,000 to get that whole thing done. As far as everything from breaking up the ground to tearing out not just the concrete, but also enough dirt to get new piping and stuff laid in there, hiring contractors to help me both with plumbing and electrical, actually, and HVAC. I had to rent a jackhammer in order to get the concrete built up or broken up, and then putting everything back, getting the flooring done again, all this stuff, all of that is going to come into this budget. And as I speak that, I also, as I'm kind of going through this renovation project, I'm roughly halfway through now, or somewhere in there, I'm realizing that there's a lot of things that I haven't budgeted for. Not a lot of things, but there's things I'm going to have to kind of come in here and adjust some numbers, because I've only really imagined the front end of it, is what I'm realizing. I haven't taken into account the back end of putting back the concrete, buying the mix, the time that it's going to take, the learning curve, maybe hiring help, putting back the drywall. All that stuff's going to cost money. So I gotta set aside money for that. And you see that the way it works is it's not just one big budget. It's several line items that go into an overall budget for a particular project. In this case, a bathroom renovation. The project itself overall is inside the database that we're going to use inside Notion, a category group. And the categories of that particular budget then are given each their particular name. So plumbing, the contracting that I'm hiring for the plumbing portion would be one category, electrical is another, and so forth. And then I would do additional ones for the, let's say, laying back concrete, putting up sheetrock and drywall, maybe painting, all that stuff. Each one of those is a category, all related to one particular project. And so they're all going to show under this section. And then each one of those categories, you give a target. The only reason I have original target and current target is in case I change my mind, or if something happens where I feel like it's not going to cost the amount of money that I was originally thinking. So for example, the electrical, I was imagining first hiring out somebody, but they quoted me like $4,000 or $5,000, and I was like, there's no way, that's not anywhere near my thinking target. And so instead, I'm going to do it myself, and with the help of a family member, one of my grandfathers, and I'm expecting to be able to do it for way less than $4,000 to $5,000, probably less than $1,000, just buying the materials and stuff that we need. So we'll see how that goes. Haven't put anything there yet though. But every time you spend money, here's where it really ties into the whole. It all ties together. Okay, inside Notion, everything here that you're seeing is all inside the same platform, and you can connect it all so that it's all automatic. You swipe your credit card at Home Depot as an example, and that money that you spent is automatically going to be pulled into your transactions inbox, which is part of a larger overall framework with different types of inboxes. So you see how this is a holistic system. It's not just it's not a solution for just one piece of the puzzle. It's a holistic system that we're designing over time. Those transactions, as you spend money on your different projects, they're going to be pulled into here automatically, unless they're cash, in which case you can manually type them in as well. And in this case, I'll give you a live example. Okay, at Home Depot, I spent about $900. That was for the shower, the pre-built shower, which I've set aside about $1,000 for. So what you're going to see now, I'm going to take this transaction, which hasn't been categorized yet, and I'm going to categorize it under my shower category for my budget, and you'll see how these numbers adjust. So we're going to look at a shower, set aside $1,000. I've actually spent zero according to the budget because I haven't categorized it yet. And therefore my surplus, how much I have left in that category to spend on this project, if I'm to stay within budget, is still $1,000. I'm going to take that inbox item and categorize it appropriately. It's a bank draw category, which just means it's a project. It's not like a regular monthly expense. It's a project expense. I'm going to categorize it as shower. Okay, now that I've done that, I can come back to this budget, and you see it automatically gets pulled into my actual category or actual column or the field of this budget page of the shower category of the bathroom renovation project, so that now I can see 9176 is the surplus that I won by purchasing a shower just under budget. So I was under budget. I was within budget, and that's good news. What you may have already noticed as well is down here at the bottom, I also have the overall picture of what that did to my budget for the entire project. Before that transaction, I'll press Control Z to undo it, if it'll let me. No, maybe not. Okay, well, if you can just imagine, this was zero again. This number down here, gotcha. So I guess it just hadn't updated yet. Here's the new number. You get the idea. I have a project, I'm setting aside a certain amount of money, and I'm breaking down the project by pieces of the puzzle so that I can give an estimate for what each piece of the overall project is going to cost me. I'll give you one more example. Hand in hand with the bathroom renovation project, I've been talking about this in some of my other videos, and this is, by the way, part of the reason why I've not been able to give as much time to the YouTube channel as I would like to. Soon enough, Lord willing, I do expect and plan and hope to give a lot more time to the channel and make my videos a lot higher quality, so bear with me. But hopefully the information is good, and as I continue, the quality of the Notion builds themselves is going to improve dramatically too. But anyway, I'm going to give you one more example. Hand in hand with the renovation is redesigning my home. And the reason is because the reason I'm renovating my bathroom is because I want to unlock, so to speak, room for an additional roommate. I currently live with one, and it's called house hacking. You buy a house and you rent out one or more of the other units, And so I have a rental unit effectively. I live in the house and I rent out the spare room that I have. I have more than that, just one spare room to spare, but I only have the one bathroom that the two of us are currently sharing. And if I tried to bring in a third housemate, I feel like it wouldn't be comfortable. It wouldn't be fair to my current roommate. And so instead, I've opted to finish a second bathroom, which I have room for. It just needed the TLC to make it happen. Well, I want to get that bathroom done before I bring in a third housemate. So doing that for additional rental income is my point. And in addition to creating the bathroom, I also, because there's going to be three of us in the house now, I want to be strategic as far as how I'm allocating the space, creating some order before even bringing in a third housemate so that there's just minimal issues as far as shared space, private space. I for example, inside the kitchen, I want each of us to have our own area where we can have our food and things like that versus shared area where we can share things like spices or cooking oil. I'm also planning on probably moving the dining table from the upstairs living area to downstairs. That's not even relevant, but anyway, my point is I'm setting aside some money in order to work on that part of this whole project as well. So I'm separating it out. Even though they're very related, I've decided to budget for two different kinds of projects. The one being the renovation, right? That's the major project it was started with. And then this redesign that I'm kind of finding myself doing as well for sake of smoothly transitioning into a third housemate. I'm setting aside money for buying those materials like a tool for organizing the pots and pans or a tool for organizing the spices, a new bed because I'm planning on moving myself from the room that I'm living in to the one in the basement, which is the smallest one. And I'm gonna leave probably the bed I'm using right now for the additional roommate that I bring in, assuming he doesn't already have uh, stuff of his own. I'll have to figure all that out. But my point is, this is another example of setting aside money for a particular project, and it works the same way. Let me get this bubble out of the way. Okay, so I've spent some money on, for example, black letter stickers. This is where I am labeling the doors of my house, A, B, C, etc. Or I guess just A, B, C. And that is going to be part of just the other category for the bathroom renovation. I'm going to put other. It looks like I've got two of them, so I'm just going to take a guess. I don't know which one it is. It looks like I got it right. And then kitchen organization tools is what this is, the spice organizer. That's for taking the spices from where they were before or what they were before, which is like this hodgepodge of just spices scattered throughout a shelf in one of the pantries of the kitchen. And I put it in kitchen organization tools. And so now you can see I've spent $45 on this home redesign project of 2026, and my goal is $350 as it stands, including my new bed, which I haven't purchased yet. So I've got about $300 remaining for the bed and for whatever else I decide to purchase along the way. And of course, you can add more as you go. You know, I maybe I get another dresser for my bedroom that I'm moving downstairs, and I want to set aside say $50 for that. I can do that very easily, and it's going to adjust my numbers appropriately. One last little thing I want to show you real quick is inside this project budgets page, much like the life, what did I call it? The life timeline page that I talked about in a previous video, a recent video. The goal is to make this so that you can have a really broad perspective at a moment's like a quick glance, a quick overview of your entire picture. In this case, it's your entire life. In the case of our budgeting, it's all of the projects that you're spending money on. Whatever you want to work on and that costs money, you can set aside a little section for budgeting for that project. Okay, so let's say that you had this massive goal of creating a swimming pool, which I definitely do not. I'm nowhere near that. But let's just say that you wanted to do something like that. You can create a view. I'm going to do a shortcut just for sake of time. I'm just going to take this one up here. I'm going to duplicate it and move it down here. Okay. And what you would do at this point in order to show the budget for your swimming pool instead of a home redesign is you would just come into this category group, create a new category group for swimming pool. And now the only thing that you have to do is change the filter from seeing all of the home redesign project items to all of your swimming pool project items. And then you're done. All you have to do now is come in here and add all of the swimming pool pieces that you want. So you can see that these are mostly just nonsense. I'm just totally thinking off the top of my head. But I hope that you can see how valuable this is, especially the connection directly to your transactions reality. All of the transactions that you have, all of the money that is coming into and out of your pockets and into and out of all of your financial accounts is all taken into account. That's the seed that's the root that then you can use to give yourself this massive amount of this wealth of useful information so that you can confidently spend money on whatever you need to spend money on, knowing where you are in your planned budget as you go.